Go home, wait for your candidate. If he succeeds, you celebrate. If he doesn't, you plan for the next elections. That's all I like to say. Yeah.
One question. There have been accusations.
Who told you I'll take questions?
There have been concerns of allegations, let me say that, from the opposition that security agencies have taken a partisan position. A case in point is what happened in Narok, where the opposition claims that the police were involved in stopping them holding the final rally. What is your response on that?
It is expected, of course, that some people make just allegations, and those are unsubstantiated allegations. First, the situation of Narok was very clear. When we realized that there was going to be a clash between two groups, when the National Police Service realized as such, the security team advised that both camps should stop the violent rallies because it was turning violent. So one partner wanted to continue anyway, yet the other agreed to follow the advice of the County Security Committee. So it was for the benefit and for the protection of the same people who were complaining and the Kenyans who wanted to turn up for the rallies peacefully. We were protecting them against the violent confrontation what was going to ensue because of this very same issue that I've told you, that some people were mobilizing young people to engage in acts of violence so that then they can blame in the police service. At least we are happy that someone is blaming us at the comfort of his house, peacefully, no injuries, no death. It would have been a different story if we had allowed the situation to proceed and people die. People would have asked, where was the intelligence, where were the security, why did security take preventive action? So we are happy to take every preventive action. That's why we're here today, because we want to take preventive actions instead of waiting until something happens for you to come and give explanations as to who caused it and who was organizing and so forth. Every information the National Police Service gets, every intelligence information received will be acted upon so that we can avert any crisis. So in security sector, people don't realize the work the security team is doing until something goes wrong. But when everything is peaceful, people think that it's just peaceful for the sake of it. They say that ukiona vyaelea vimeundwa. So there are people behind the security team that are making things work. And if they tell you, please avoid this route, avoid that route, because it's for the benefit of the people. And then they run away. Yes, that's why we're happy to communicate through this medium. We want to assure the people of Kenya and people of Kasipul and the other polling areas in Ugunja, in Malava, all the way, Magarini, Bere North, Dagoretti, not Dagoretti, but Kariobangi, in Nairobi, and in Tana River. We want to assure them that we are coming out for your good. Even if you see police officers tomorrow, and that is the message I want the people of Kasipul to know. If we see areas where the police are patrolling, heavy police presence, police vehicles, it's because it's for your own good. It's better to see the police than to see the goons. So areas where we fear that there would be planned, some people will have planned violence, or where people are planning chaos, we would like to deploy as many police officers as possible. So we want to forewarn our people to appreciate that there might be cases where in some areas you will see heavy police presence. It is not there for against the people. It's for your own good, to guarantee your right to vote and to make sure that you have a peaceful environment for you to exercise your constitutional right. I will take the last two. I think the lady and yourself.
Yes,
yeah. There was okay. First, let me say that in terms of, and it's very good that you asked me that question. There have been cases where police officers attached to VIPs have misused their firearm, sometimes almost to their own detriment. You know, sometimes they can easily find themselves in the way of harm because of how they have used their firearm. So let me say this, that any security measure taken by the National Police Service is, as I say, to avoid a crisis. If a police officer attached to VIP is working with goons, what is the best thing to do is to, first of all, get them away from this crowd of goons so that we can be able to deal with the goons decisively. And I want to warn all police officers, including those attached to VIPs, that the fact that you have been attached to a certain VIP does not make you part and parcel of his campaign, part and parcel of his ideologies, part and parcel of his criminal plans. You need to know that at any one time you remain an officer of the National Police Service. So if there are any people who have been withdrawn, it must be in relation to the planned violence and the recent violent confrontations, and the fact that some of these police officers have been found in the middle of goons, facilitating goons, transporting, hiring. And it's not enough that they have been withdrawn. A disciplinary action will be taken against them. And if the charges are proven, they will lose their jobs. They will be relieved of their responsibilities within the National Police Service. So it's not enough even to complain that they have been withdrawn. It may also be that those police officers may never go back to their jobs if it is found that they were facilitating violence in any part of our country. So those are security measures. Those are efforts that we are trying to take to avert violence tonight and tomorrow, because we know we have the National Police Service and the security team have the intelligence, and they know who is doing what where, and that's why such measures must be taken. As to whether police officers will be involved in interfering in elections, we want to ask every Kenyan, if you see a single police officer interfering with any voter, please report to their commanders or report to us, or share the information publicly through the media, because we do not encourage any police officers to engage themselves on electoral malpractices. The job of the police officer is just to maintain law and order and facilitate Kenyans to exercise their constitutional rights.
Are you saying that this
I thought she was. Are you still asking? You answered. Okay. Then finally, Ben.
Yeah, I'm asking, are you saying that this is the exact reason for their security detail? Like, do you have specific details?
I am aware that not just Natembea, but I'm aware that a number of VIPs on both sides of the political divide, their security have been withdrawn by the National Police Service, because the National Police Service have a report that their officers or the officers attached to them are involved in criminal activities. Some who may be seen to be leaning to one side of political divide have chosen to keep quiet and not to share publicly what the police have done. I've seen some have decided to go public. It is not only one person whose security has been withdrawn. It is a number of people, and in both political sides, because we want to make sure that nobody is shot by a police officer in the name of he was protecting these goons or was protecting his boss. In any case, there is no boss tomorrow in Kasipul. The people are the bosses, and they are going to elect their boss. So everybody who is here, who was campaigning for a party or whatever, now your job is done. If you are an election observer, you have a right to become an election observer. If you have an agent, a registered agent, you do your work as an agent. Everybody else who is around loitering and trying to interfere with the elections will be treated as a suspect. like all other suspects.
They're accusing the government of intimidation position.
Our job as government is to ensure that goons do not intimidate the voters. And if we can succeed to intimidate the goons, we are very happy. And when goons complain that the government is intimidating them, it is my joy. My problem is when citizens are intimidated. We want to make sure that the goons are intimidated enough, not just intimidated, but they are arrested and charged, so that the people of Kenya can have confidence in our electoral process. We wish you well, we wish everybody well, success to all the candidates, and success to IEBC. I know there is a new IEBC team. We wish them the very best as they also work very hard to prove themselves in these elections. We don't want to let anybody down. Everybody must do their part. Those of us who are in the security sector must do our part. The voters must turn out, come out and vote. Exercise your right. We want to see huge turnouts around the country. That is the joy of democracy, and that's the joy of a working country, to see that its people are exercising their democratic rights peacefully and elected leaders they would like them to represent in the various legislative parliament and the county assemblies. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.